If you've ever wondered what the difference is between the clutch hydraulics on the second gen Cummins, between the 12 valve, the 24 valve, and the upgraded South Bend, I'm going to break it down for you right here as far as visual inspection goes. If there's any internal modifications or something, I don't know, but from a visual standpoint, I'm gonna show you what we got going on here. These over here, this is a 24 valve second gen clutch hydraulics, so 98.5 to 2002, and you have your slave and master cylinders right here, and then over here you have second gen 94 to 98, your 12 valve clutch hydraulics, and your slave and master cylinder right here. And if you look at the difference, the slave cylinder on the 94 to 98 is larger, and also the master cylinder is larger. So the piston size is larger on both the slave and the master on the 94 to 98. And then over here, this is the South Bend upgraded hydraulics, HYDX 1.5. And this is what they look like. And it looks like what they do. Oh, also one other thing to note on the master cylinder between the 94 to 98 and the 98.5 to 2002 is this little adapter right here. On the clutch pedals, on the 94 to 98, it has a square cutout in the clutch, in the pedal assembly itself. So this just twist locks right in. But on the 98.5 to 2002, it doesn't have that. It just has a hole with 2 bolt holes. So this still twist locks in, but it doesn't twist lock into the pedal assembly itself. Twist locks to this little adapter and then bolts in. So what it looks like on the South Bend upgraded hydraulics, they have the slave and master cylinder from a 98 or a 94 to 98, so it's got the bigger slave cylinder and bigger master cylinder. And then, but something also to note between these two is the length of the rod. So this top one is the 94 to 98. The bottom one is the 98.5 to 2002. Right where they twist lock in, if you line them up, the rod on the 98.5 to 2002 is longer, because I assume because of the thickness of this little adapter, it needs to take up that extra space. So it looks like what South Bend has done is they have the bigger master cylinder, but then they have a custom rod that's longer but is also adjustable, so it will fit the 98.5 to 2002. So that way you can use, basically you're using bigger slave cylinder, bigger master cylinder off of a 94 to 98 truck and putting it on a 98.5 2002. But then they've made it work with this longer adjustable rod, which is also nice to have it adjustable. And then they've also done a braided steel line instead of your hard plastic line. One other thing to note too is I have two different master cylinders here from a 12 valve. This one is from a 98, or excuse me, this one is from a 95, and this one is from a 97. So the one with the 97 actually has the sensor on it, and the 95 does not. So I'm actually going to try I'm going to try to adapt a 94 to 98 setup and put it on a 98.5 to 2002 by lengthening the rod, making it adjustable. And then you can also get these fittings that adapt where the hard line goes in right here. You knock that roll pin out, and then you can put one of these little fittings in there and adapt it to a -3 or a 3AN braided line. This is kind of what the line looks like. If it'll focus. Anyways, that's what it looks like. Has a little O-ring there, just like on this one. Push that back in and then put the roll pin back in, and then you can use a braided line instead of this molded plastic one. So there it is, all broken down as far as I can see visually.